Well, hello everybody and welcome to my workshop and welcome to part 2 of my Telecaster build. You may remember that in part 1 I found this piece of scaffolding board and tidied it all up, and I've put it to one side to dry off a bit. Now I need to make a neck. I think I've got just the piece for that. This is a piece of windowsill that was given to me by one of our friends in the village, and I think it might be mahogany, but we'll soon find out when we start shaving it down. But it's going to make an ideal neck. I think it's going to look really super, and I'm going to attach the headstock with a scarf joint. Yes, I know that's not really a telly thing, but it's a Dave thing, and so I'm going to stick with it. You know, it saves wood, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, you're gonna have to put up with a scarf joint headstock. Anyway, let's get on and make this neck. Yeah, so there's an interesting end grain there where this has been cut from, so I think I'm gonna have to make this a laminated neck, at least 2 pieces sort of butted back to back, probably with a piece in the middle. But let's just cut this slope off first. Tell you what, that's a rather nice looking piece of wood, isn't it? Still not quite sure what it is. Doesn't look red enough to be mahogany. Any ideas? Let me know in the comments. Now, there is one thing I should have done before I started sawing that piece of wood, and that is to check for nails. So I'll just run my detector over it, because that really will bugger up my saw blades. No, it looks okay. Well, that was interesting. I sliced a piece off that was 13mm wide, and then I realised that because of the depth of this wood, I could actually cut that in 2. And both of these now are about 20mm deep, which is fine for the neck. And that means I can butt those together, obviously finding 2 flat edges. Yes, I might need a bit of planing here. Need to do a bit of planing, and I thought, why not stick a piece of this sycamore in the middle? That looks quite good. Perhaps with a bit of veneer, and hey presto, we will have ourselves a neck. Well, I've got these 2 pieces pretty good. I need to run them through the thicknesser just to lower the top there, but the joint there is pretty good there. So let's work on the middle section. I think I quite fancy using a bit of this dark and this light veneer, because that seems to work with the light against the darker wood, and the dark against the lighter wood in the middle there. So I'll cut some strips of this, and we'll get that all glued up. think that's got it, and I'm satisfied with a couple of hours work. So I'm going to leave this to cure and tidy this mess up. Right then, well, I've been in the workshop this morning, and this neck has glued beautifully. I've run it through the thicknesser just to tidy it all up, but it looks really nice. So that's the neck block done. Now I've got to think about the headstock, and what I've done this morning is made myself a template based roughly on the Telecaster headstock. I've actually used this old headstock as a guide, made it myself a bit of a paper template, and yeah, just done a little bit of fiddling with that. So I've got that now. I've also lined that up with my neck template, so it's all perfectly aligned with the centre line, which is lovely. I need a piece of wood now to make the headstock from, and as this is a scraps caster, here's a scrap of sycamore from Surrey Timbers, and I love that well, knot or whatever it is in the end there. So I'm thinking let's stick that on the end of the headstock and cut something out like that. So I'm just going to sketch round this, something like this. Let's have a look. I can extend on it, I think. I'll cut this out and we'll shape it. Well, okay, slight change of plan because it's too thin there, unfortunately, on that bit where I was rather hoping it would come down. So I'm going to have to change the orientation, and I'm going to have to go up there. So yeah, we're missing that lovely mark there, but never mind. Yeah, we're going to have to do what we can. So my saw went rather strange through that, so I need to do a bit of planing. Right, well, I'm not sure whether this is going to work as a headstock. I'm not sure if there's a long enough piece there, but we'll see. Just need to smooth it off at the back a bit. Well, all I can say is it's a good job that I wasn't planing on this side of the headstock, because I've just sanded it down and noticed there's a nail in there. I mean, this was a piece of hardwood. I wouldn't have expected there to be a nail in it. Anyway, yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Well, I've got a headstock now. So now I need to cut the shape of the neck out. Right, well, I've marked a centre line down the middle there, but there was nothing on the end there. So I've had to stick a piece of card on there and mark the centre line on that so that I can line it all up. So I need to get the nut lined up at that end there. That was pretty good. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I'm going to have to clamp this somehow. So let's get to the edge of the bench there. So, right, now then, think about this, Dave. Before you do anything, that's going to be the end of the fretboard there, about 22. So I need to come down. Yeah, so my centre line, my centre line being there is a bit pointless. So let's move that. Let's move this down. We need to extend the centre line. As long as I've got that across there, that should be okay. That should be the centre. Right, let's try again. So I need plenty of wood at the top there for the scarf joint. So let's start there, and that should be enough at that end. Here. I'll draw in the end where the end of that template is, but also where the nut is. I'll also mark the 22nd fret. This guitar's going to have 21 frets, so the 22nd fret is the last part of the fretboard. Okay, so I've marked a 10-degree slope on the end of this neck, and I've got my little template here, my little jig thing. So I'm going to feed this through the bandsaw. I won't cut it right to the line. Okay, well, I've prepared the end of the neck for the scarf joint, and I've prepared the headstock. So now I'm just going to put the two together. This time I'm going to try and do it upside down, because I've tried various ways of doing this and I always end up with the same problems. So let's try something different. So this means putting the glue, if we can get it out, on the headstock. Never mind, we'll clean it up afterwards. Okay. So now let's squeeze this all on. Well, that looks okay. Let's see if I can get a clamp on that. That's probably not a good idea to do that, Dave. Just gonna make a mark in the end of the neck. Let's try that. Right then, well, with this headstock now gluing, there's nothing else I can do until it's cured, so I'm going to call this video a day. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, and please don't forget to comment below. In the next episode, I'm going to have to sort out a fretboard and also think about cutting out the body blank. So please stay with me and join me on this exciting adventure to create this scrap caster. Telecaster. Anyway, stay safe. Cheers.